And okay, qualification match for Salt Mine 4, Moxy versus Shadi, is underway, and I did click the update button for the flags after revealing that I'd messed it up. Moxy coming out in a game 5 against Jorias in the round prior. Shadi sweeping, apparently, Jack. Now, I do think Moxy is the favourite here, but Shadi is on a tear at the moment and is certainly a threat to the Frenchman and his attempt to directly qualify to the main event of Salt Mine 4 Europe today. Now, I mentioned right before this series went live, I'll say it again for those of you watching on video, that I do believe if Moxy qualifies to the main event today for Salt Mine 4 Europe, his intention will be to sign up for Qualifier 3 for North America. So you might be seeing Moxy in Qual 3 for North America next week if he makes it to Europe today. And I think he will be trying to go for both tournaments and win both. Be the first cross-region Salt Mine champion. Diaz also had a similar idea, North America. Well, I should say America's Diaz, because he is in fact from South America. But yeah, Brazilian Diaz had the same idea. He did sign up for Salt Mine 4 Qualifier 2 in Europe. But luckily for all of the Europeans and all of the Middle Eastern players playing today, he lost to the check-in bot. So the check-in bot remains undefeated. Diaz did not check in time, got DQ'd from the tournament, and we'll have to see if he goes again in Q3. I do think he wants to do that though. Moxy, Diaz, the two players who have been most vocal about trying to qualify for both EU and NA. Nice slot by Shadi to put himself within 1. Check-in bot plus time zone. Yeah, maybe he slept in, I'm not sure. The qualifier was on Thursday and he would have had to start playing, I think, at like 2 PM Brazilian time or something like that. So, yeah, he might have just not been awake, or if it was a school day. Do they have school in Brazil right now? Probably. Yeah, he might have just missed it. Maybe he couldn't get home as quickly as he thought. Diaz and Moxy have complete opposite playstyles, but similar mindsets apparently. When you say similar mindsets apparently, where do you get that from? Is that from one of them? Have they streamed and said that? Or is that just your read on their attempts to sign up for both regions? Is that what you're getting at here? Because yeah, they do obviously have that grind set in them. They just want to keep playing. They've been putting in a ton of 1v1 time recently. And I would agree with you, Moxy and Diaz, extremely different with how they play 1v1 in many ways. A lot of similarities as well. They have different methods to attain kickoff dominance, but they are both very dominant with kickoffs when they're on form. Now, Attil last event sort of laid the blueprint for defending against Moxy's kickoff. That's a great sequence there by both players. Shadi, top shelf shot, saved well by Moxy, but Shadi demos him in the exit at blistering speed. Yeah, both players very kickoff dominant, very possession dominant. Just Moxy likes to dribble the ball around on the ground a lot more and then dabble with aerial plays every now and then. Diaz is the opposite. Will take the ball to the air at every opportunity and then go for ground plays as a switch up and to keep his opponents guessing. Yeah, both Diaz and Moxy more known for their defense, or more known for their offense as well, I would say. But as of late, I've been seeing a lot more defensively out of Moxy as well. We did see a nice pre-jump save just moments ago. And if you missed Shadi versus apparently Jack right before this, you're going to want to go and watch that series because it was a phenomenal performance by Shadi. And some of his saves were also spectacular from the young Saudi Arabian. Moxy leads by 1. Shadi overextending for a back corner boost. Now remember, we do have North American Salt Mine quals right after EU today. It's not going to be immediately after like it was last week, but it is going to be this same night. Let's take a look and see if Shadi got a bump on Moxy here after the flip reset, because he got a reset and ended up in front of the ball. Yeah, he did. So Moxy would have saved this, but Shadi just flip reset bumped him and ties the game 4-4. Yeah, Rawas has not been in his best ones form recently. I think he's been playing a bunch of threes. They were doing Saudi E-League, and then I think I've also heard that they've just finished final exams for this semester over in Saudi. So we'll be interested to see what kind of level Rawas has for Qual 3 and Qual 4. I do still think he's a favorite to qualify if he grinds for it, if he puts the time in, the preparation. Each qual should be easier than the one before it, if you think about it, because if, let's say, Moxy and Shadi both qualify today, that means next one they're not going to be in it. Not in the European one, at least. Might be a sneaky Diaz in there, though, just to throw a spanner in the works. And look at this again, Shadi finishing late now, or finishing strong late in the game. He actually finished extremely strong in all the games against apparently Jack. They were close games, back and forth games, all the way until the final minute, and then Shadi was able to build late leads in all of them. Jack nearly came back in one of those games with consecutive kickoff goals. But Shadi in, you know, last 2 minutes, last minute of the games today has been extraordinarily effective. Oh my goodness. Moxy's hit the flick too well. He is plagued by success as he launches a flick from inside his own half, hard into the crossbar. It bounces down and then over the bar again. It's the nightmare bounce. But what a flick it was. That was phenomenal from Moxy. Just a little wiggle to line it up. He might be going for one top right here. No, it's the pop bump. And this will go through. Shadi tried to fly over him and save it. Couldn't get back to the ball. Not a bad try though. I like the technique there. Shadi saving his dodge. Try and pass Moxy by and then dodge into the ball. It's the strategy Rawas has used very well over the years. Really made a name for himself as the top air dribble bump defender, regardless of the game mode. Shadi placing a shot top corner, near post. That is going to set up more ball pressure. And he out-positions Moxy again. Is he going to waste time here? Shadi up 2, or up 1 I mean. With 40 seconds left, is a long time left in the game to be up 1 goal. And Moxy did not take long to get right in his face and steal his boost away. Here comes Shadi again. Once again lobbing the ball to the near post, this time with a flick, but Moxy's boost management is good. He's bumping Shadi away from the play. That back corner boost is not spawning for Moxy just yet. Now it will, if he times it right. Oh wow, he tripped up Shadi. Quite fortunately, I'm not going to lie. Don't think he expected Shadi to play that line. Moxy has been out-positioned, he's been out-possessed, and now calls next with a 2-goal deficit. What a run Shadi is on right now. This is ridiculous. The guy can barely make any mistakes. Even just today in the bracket, 3-0 over Red Mob. 3-0 over apparently Jack. Now 1-0 over Moxy. This is the best Shadi we've ever seen. Well, we wait for game 2 to kick off. One more reminder to sign up to the next qualifier. It's going to be on Thursday the 14th, of November, and then the day 2 will be next Friday, which is a week from now, the 15th of November. If you're on the fence about playing, if you're on the fence about actually taking part in the qualifier, I'd encourage you to sign up anyway, because it does directly support the event and make it more likely we can run more of these events in the future. And I'd also encourage you guys to play. We've had a lot of testimonials coming through from viewers and Salt Mine fans who have decided, you know what, it's time for me to get into the mine and see what it's all about. And yeah, a lot of you have had a good time running into world-class players, because everybody has to play through the open qual, so you do have a chance to play against these guys and players of this level if you sign up as a lower-rated player, or even a higher-rated player. You might just get them in a later round. Now, 1-0 Moxy in game 2. Stuffs Shadi's air dribble. Too slow on the takeoff for that one. And then the ground pinch continuation is good. Yeah, a few guys. It looks like a few of you guys are also super impressed by Shadi recently. I think it's the most improved player for 1v1. in the past year. You know, there's been a couple players in the past year going from, you know, Salt Mine Quals, circa that kind of timeline into now, who have made big strides in their game. Players like Diaz, players like Nas, who, you know, came into Salt Mine last year as underdogs, and actually, well, Nas won it. Diaz became a real contender. But more recently, Shadi has been the quickest improvement of anyone in the top level 1 scene in Europe, and probably America as well. I'm not sure if there's any NA player who could have that same claim, or any Brazilian player even, who's had an improvement quite like this guy. Every encounter between Moxy and Shadi ended up in Shadi being swept. So you think Moxy's winning this one? Oh, what a save, Moxy. Battering the ball into his own crossbar to keep it out the net. I mean, Moxy's been, I would say, in a bit of a slump recently. He's pretty much always rank 1 in 1v1 during RLCS because he's the guy who puts the most time in, and he's obviously always in the conversation for best 1v1 player in the world. But recently he's not been in that best in the world conversation. When people talk about who the best in the world is, they're talking about Nas, Diaz, maybe Jirali sneaking in there because he won ATR 1 and then kind of didn't play as much as the other guys. Lovely pit maneuver here by Moxy, or just parking maneuver I should say, because look at what he does. Steals the boost away and then just drives in front of Shadi on the back wall while the ball drops into the middle of the box. Moxy's much better than Diaz if it was a LAN. I don't know if I would say that. I think Diaz right now would be a real match, a real good match for anyone. On LAN, online, I think Diaz is ridiculous at the moment. I think the two players right now with the best claim for #1 in the world are Diaz and Nas. The two players with multiple ATR Cup wins, the two players who qualified as the top seed to the main event for Salt Mine 4 for their respective region. And they also happen to be the two players who are by far the highest rated on RL Duels. Diaz at 2174, Nas at 2163 rating, two of the highest ratings ever achieved on RL Duels. The third place is Naupo at 2132. He's not really been playing on ATRs or Salt Mine, so the occasional show match for him has been impressive, but he's not been active enough, I think, to be at the Nas-Diaz level. Yeah, we're all waiting to see if Daniel will return to form. Daniel was another player who just looks like he's in a bit of 1v1 rust, I would say. He didn't really look like himself in Qual 1. He's playing again later on today. Oh, nice fake by Shadi here. He's just chipping away the lead. And it's back to 1 goal. We're going to have Daniel versus Wisty as our opening match from North America later on today, if you're wondering. So we are going to get to see Daniel and what kind of level he's got for this week. Has he been putting the time in? Has he been playing any rank 1s? He's been playing any scrims, 1v1 scrims? Or is he just feeling a bit more confident after 1 week of being back in the game mode? Shadi just going to take the ball under control in his back corner. Moxy has to back all the way down here. Picks up mid boost perfectly as it spawns. Shadi flicks early just to make sure that he wasn't about to be outplayed by an early challenge. Shadi retreats and again has back corner boost control and ball control. Moxy gives him space, invites the flick, and Shadi's going to fake him out again. 2 fake flicks, 2 consecutive goals. But he did really flick the ball in between this just to convince Moxy that that's what he was going to go for. The guessing games for Shadi's ground game have been so hard to read. I said in his match against apparently Jack that it looked like Jack was caught off guard by some of Shadi's positions that he's approaching the ball from, some of his decisions that he made. It looks like Moxy's having similar difficulties. That's a good recovery by Moxy, but he is losing the boost battle right now. The boost will spawn for Shadi. Moxy eliminates him as he grabs it. Straight approach for Moxy. Settles for a simple overhead shot, but that's not really done too much to Shadi here, who was able to grab mid boost and then circle back to goal. Now Moxy's boost starved. This is a terrible position for him. Shadi's got him back to the ball as well. Moxy flipping away, trying to get back into his goal. The flick isn't the best one from Shadi, and luckily for Moxy at that, because now that's allowed him a double save. Can he get 3? No, Shadi slots it. Just under a minute to go. Shadi does so much better with the second flick. Moxy a bit unlucky that that didn't crossbar pinch further away from his goal. But what placement by Shadi on the last shot. Finding the top corner. Shadi looking to take a 2-goal lead here. Wins the kickoff. Flicks it right over Moxy's head. It's awkward and in. And this really has been Shadi's dominance in the ground game. He's fake flicked Moxy twice. Now he's scored twice in a row on him again with close range awkward flicks overhead. Moxy cannot clear the ball. He can't control the ball in these positions. He did not have momentum to land in his net and get back to it before Shadi's shot came through. And it looks like Shadi will be continuing his winning streak. This is ridiculous. He's faked out Moxy again. And scores. I say Shadi's faked him out again, but there's an element of Moxy faking himself on that play. He went flying right past the ball, and Shadi is up 6-3. This is outrageous. Will he be the third player to qualify for Salt Mine for main event? That would put him as the 3rd seed overall. The top 2 seeds will be the 2 players who qualified last time, Nas and Atto. But nobody thought Shadi would be one of the players qualifying this early. He's still got one more game to go after this one, but he is just getting better and better with every passing game here. Is it over yet? Moxy not interested in throwing in the towel. 12 seconds left. He forfeited with 7 seconds left in a 2-goal deficit last game, but 12 seconds. He's going to stick in it. Bubble Luke, thanks to the 43-month prime. What will Moxy go for on the kickoff here? Delays it. He can bump Shadi away, or will he just play ball? Yes, he does, and scores. It's game on. Shadi did not get that second touch. I thought Moxy might just trip him up, but the ball was wide open. Shadi completely out of boost. And Moxy's given him a be careful as well. No exclamation mark, just a quiet be careful from Moxy. Will he be able to bring the spirit of Fairy Peak to Manfield Night once again? He's going to have a chance. 0 seconds. Shadi back to the ball, no boost. Moxy's hit it over him, but he couldn't catch up to it. Couldn't bump Shadi away. It's going to be game. Shadi drops a no problem. Close one. At the end of the game as well. A solid attempt by Moxy, but not quite. Shadi was, in fact, too careful. And guys, as we get into game 3, what could be the last game of the series if Shadi keeps up this winning streak, remember to use !TNR in Twitch chat or !Chalked if you want to head over to thenextrank.com. Sign up for free there to content that we're going to be making and promote the course very soon. More information on the course made by Jack and I coming out very, very shortly. It's coming out this month though, the full course. So yeah, we better get a move on with that. And yeah, Chalkcast, we have got more news for you guys. So we're going to be talking about this this coming Wednesday. We're doing Chalkcast every Wednesday right now, and every single week we do a Chalkcast on Wednesday. Then the next day, a bunch of stuff happens. So you've got us to thank really for all the drama and all of the updates that are coming to Rocket League through teams, rosters, players retiring, and now FIFA E making a bunch of announcements. Yeah, check it out. We had a really fun episode on Wednesday this week where Rizzo was basically roasting all the players who retired. So I think you're going to love it if you tune in. Apparently Rizzo's got a funny story about every retired pro, in case you didn't know. Now Shadi up 1-0 in game 3. Moxy's yet to find a comfortable position in this matchup. Doesn't really know how to stop Shadi's momentum. He gets a little bit of help here from his bump. Shadi turned early, didn't think he had time to grab the boost, but it might have been his only way to save it, to save that shot. Just keep the momentum and the landing, swing around, grab the boost, and hopefully have enough speed to get back for the save. Shadi muscles Moxy off the mid and backs him up into his net once again. Wants another fake flick, and it is going to work. Shadi's fake flicks have got Moxy completely out of the game right now. To be fair to him, they all look very convincing. I don't really blame Moxy for going high on a lot of these. But at some point, he's just going to need to hit the ball and hope, because Shadi's faking him out way too often. And at some point, Moxy's got to take responsibility there. If you're getting faked multiple times in a matchup, oh my goodness, he just missed the most open net I've ever seen. Moxy just missed the most open net of all time. What? How? I need to save the replay here. Was that an awkward landing or something? It just looked like a total open net miss. That's another thing we need for the future salt meter, the salt mine salt meter. If an open net miss occurs, we need to have that automatically programmed salt into their pile. Actually, I guess that wouldn't be an automatic. That would be a button press. I can already tell you, though, if we program that into the overlay, that's going to be the first time in Rocket League history that all the casters pay attention to the overlay software. They'll be like, they'll be so ready. Open net miss, adding it to the salt pile. Kickoff goal, adding it to the salt pile. Actually, maybe we can code that one. Yeah, open net miss counter would be a great thing, a great advanced statistic. Shadi looking so comfortable in the matchup right now. Moxy might be getting deja vu. He was here so close in the last event as well, where he lost out in the upper final to Nas, and then faced a similar fate in the lower final to Atto as well. This is the third qualification match Moxy's played in, and it's looking like the third failed attempt to qualify. I know it's only a one-goal game, but Shadi just looks so comfortable at the moment. And it's Moxy who's struggling to find win conditions. That's a good play in the back corner though. Moxy with an open net that he hits this time to tie the game. Yeah, what do you guys think? Should we add air dribble bump to salt meter as well? Is that like a little, we need an air dribble bump addition? What would be the smallest addition to the salt pile? If you're just tuning in and you're wondering, what on earth are you talking about, Johnny? We're thinking about adding a feature to the overlay that whenever something that you could possibly be annoyed by happens, a little salt shaker appears on the left side of the screen and pours salt on top of the player's name. So Shadi here, if something happened like he gets demoed, then that would be a little salt. If he concedes a kickoff goal, a little bit of salt. We go to Moxy, see how his pile's doing. The pile can build off screen when we're not on their POV. Missing 100 boosts could be a little bit of a little bit of salt. But yeah, we need to program different amounts of salt being added. That's, I think, the key here, is when someone is spamming quick chat, we need the salt to really be going. Like, it should seriously be getting added to the pile. If somebody's flicking their camera after a goal goes in, or sitting still as a replay is about to come up, that's a little bit of salt. It's not too much. But yeah, maybe smallest amount of salt could just be missing a 100 boost. I don't know if there's a smaller salt generator than that. Yeah, it could also have a combo, like 5 times salt combination multiplier. That would be hilarious. Like, if 10 salty things happen to you before any salt happens to your opponent, it just starts to pile up. Eventually, it's just filling the screen. That would actually be really funny if it had potential to just start spilling off the nameplate and filling the screen underneath it. We just have like the Twitch bitrate dying because there's so many salt particles in the screen. Final minute, 2 times salt multiplier is really good. These are all really good ideas, guys. Let's keep this going. Everybody watching on video as well, get involved in the YouTube comments. We are really, I think we're coming up with something quite brilliant here. And if we can't do it for this event, Salt Mine 5, you know I'm going to have that in the to-do list. Oh, nice bump by Moxy. Best game he's had so far, but he's got to be careful. Shadi has finished strong in every game he's played today, at least that I've seen. Oh, it's Moxy own gold. No, he's going to get back and save it. Went for the inside the post pass. Gets demoed for his trouble. Shadi with enough time to build this comeback. Looks to get started with a flick, and it's perfect. This is where Moxy might need to up the urgency a little bit here, because Shadi will come back hard here. Moxy needs to bring his best kickoff behavior to the late game. It looks like Shadi's got another possession. It's not going to be uncontested. Or wait a minute. Moxy's going for the back corner. It doesn't work out at all. Shadi wanted to mind game him again. This is a terrible position for Moxy though. Shadi looking to score it first time. Dunks it onto the goal line. Moxy lands sideways, catches it. Now the boost is spawning for Moxy. Well, that was a hyper chaotic situation, but Moxy's come out on top. Now he's flipped away from the ball off the sidewall. Does well to get back to it. Inside the final minute now. Moxy's still leading by 2. Shadi had a great chance moments ago to go within 1, and Moxy kept him at bay. It's the flick game for Shadi that he's leaning on heavily. You'd think it would be Moxy who's doing that, but Shadi has had so much success with flicks, and fake aerial shots. Now why would he stop doing it? But Moxy's beaten into the punch. That's going to bounce in. Moxy ahead by 3. And this might be Shadi's first game loss of the day. Shadi's not done here. Another delayed flick. Great save by Moxy. Now the fact that he anticipated that is brilliant, because we've not really seen too many delayed flicks out of Shadi. We've seen a lot of fakes, we've seen a lot of flicks, but not many delayed flicks. Now he's still going for the win here. Slow-mo air dribble bump. Moxy hovers and saves it, and that will be game over. Shadi loses a game for the first time today. He's now 1-8. Moxy starts the comeback. No way. Moxy really trying to slow roll Shadi here, and he's going to get him. Yeah, that would be a little bit of salt at the end of the game there for Shadi. Why not? I feel like that would be necessary. Yeah, that was very on brand for Salt Mine there from Moxy. Brilliant stuff. All right, I've had a quick look at the other results that are coming through as we move on into game 4 of this series. It looks like we have apparently Jack sweeping Shadu, and Jorias is up 2-1 on Red Mob. Red Mob took game 3 to try and come back against Jorias. We're going to be covering all the remaining matches from today's EU Qual on my channel. After this, we're going to have the winner of Jorias Red Mob taking on apparently Jack, and then the winner of that will take on the loser of the match that we are currently watching. It looked like Shadi was going to run away with it, but now Moxy has leveled up. And we know Moxy's always capable of comebacks, capable of reverse sweeps. He did reverse sweep apparently Jack in last qual, upper bracket semi. Shadi taking his time with his first big possession of the game. Moxy's not done too well with the interception there. Shadi air dribbling, back post. What a save by Moxy, landing on the back wall there. Protects his boost and keeps him in control of the next play. Wants the boost steal far side. Might not have been the best play there, because now Shadi has actually just got possession in a very comfortable boost situation for himself. And the counter attack is good. Shadi spots Moxy in no man's land, puts the ball over his head, and gets back to it to get a second touch before Moxy can get one. Shadi plays like a slightly more mechanical Nas. Have you seen Nas recently? I like that. That's a great compliment. I'm sure Shadi will agree and like that. But have you seen Nas recently? Nas mechanics recently have been outrageous. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I'm all praise for Shadi. I'm super impressed. This is the best version of him we've seen, but a more mechanical Nas is a bit much. I'd say Nas is absolutely top tier mechanically right now. He's looked incredibly good. Nas is another player, to be honest, that has been just really rounding out his game in the past year. Nas and Shadi both very ground game heavy last year. Now they're complementing it super well with the aerial game. Shadi's not had to do it too much in this matchup, but in other matches we have seen him do that. And Moxy showing you guys a tutorial of how to counter in and out saves. It's very difficult to get a bottom corner save with the in and out save, because you got to pick one. You either dodge or you jump. You want to get back to the ground, you have to jump. You want to go to the side, you have to dodge. You can't do both. That's what makes bottom corner shots so hard to save. Moxy sneaks in to surprise. Shadi misses what was kind of an open net there. Well, I mean, it was an open net on the rebound, and Shadi has scored on the counter. Well, Moxy had thrown away a 2-goal lead there. He did the hard part. He dispossessed Shadi. He caught him out of position and challenged him, but he missed the rebound. I don't know why he tried to play it so fast. He didn't need to. Super strong position for Moxy in the next play, though. Shadi just trying to keep the ball over his head if possible. He's done very well to path over all the small pads he has here. Shadi up onto his own back wall. Moxy respecting the back wall defense. Quick trip onto Shadi before backing off again. Moxy wanted to accelerate the play down the line. Missed it. Still has control at the other side. Still has so much space. Shadi had to retreat all the way to find boost. Ceiling sets up for Moxy. Panicked as Shadi faked a challenge. And loses control. Shadi didn't really have to defend against a shot in that entire play. Now he's going to put one onto Moxy's net. It's easy to save, but does set up the boost steal. Patience from Shadi. Likewise from Moxy. Open net for the Frenchman. Goes in. That's a bit of a controversial take here from Faisal in chat, saying salt should be more in percentage depending on a player's personality. Are you saying that every player should have a salt ratio? So some players, their salt accumulates faster than others. Now that would really truly be peak salt mine. When we release the salt ratios, but right before the main event, we're like, here's your main event players for the salt mine and their corresponding salt ratios. People will be like, what on earth is a salt ratio? The salt coefficient. Oh, that's even better. I like that. Like, do you think? I think we could probably do that. I don't think that would even be badly received by the players. They'd probably have a laugh about it. That's the great thing about this tournament, is players actually play into the salt so well. Salt coefficient is fantastic. And we could even adjust the salt coefficient as the tournament progresses. Players could work on improving their salt coefficient if they wanted to. I can already see the comments. Wow, really impressed by Shadi. Totally different player from last year. He's clearly been working on his aerial game, his defense, and his salt coefficient. It would be amazing. Yeah, we definitely need to make this happen. Yeah, which player would have the lowest salt coefficient right now? The player who's the least salty. The highest level player who has the least salt. Who would that be? Oh wait, where did Moxy go here? Shadi's outpositioned him. Jack. Jack. You guys are all saying Jack in the chat. Everybody's saying Jack. I'm not sure if Jack would agree, but maybe he is the least salty player. He did pretty well after getting eliminated last week. He just hopped on the cast for the lower final. That was definitely not very salty. Yeah, Wavy for NA. Extremely wholesome player, probably a very low salt coefficient. Okay, who's the most salty player then? Who's the highest degree of salt? Who has the highest salt coefficient in top level 1v1? Everybody's saying Jesse, Moxy, Astral. Astral doesn't really play 1v1 anymore. Shadi says next. We're going to game 5. I called this way too early. I thought Shadi was running away with it. Moxy's come back and actually easily won game 4. Game 5 incoming. Winner will qualify to Salt Mine for main event. Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying Moxy. The thing is though, like, Moxy is quite good at coming back. I've seen him reverse sweep a lot. I've seen him really dig his heels in and make comebacks happen. And maybe that makes me think that he's actually less salty than his quick chat and his text chat would make you think. But there are certain players that when they're losing, you just know it's shocked. You're like, oh, they're done. Moxy's not one of them, though. Even if he's like in a really tough position, I know he can come back. I don't know who I'd give the title of least comeback friendly player to. But anyway, Shadi switching to the Octane for game 5. We've got Octane Shadi against Moxy, who's obviously sticking to the Fennec, and kicks us off here with an open net rebound. And he's flicking his camera back and forth. A little bit of salt, perhaps, at his poor accuracy on the initial shot. I think last year's Salt Mine, Drally definitely had a good claim to most salty, because in the qualifier against Shadi, he was salty, and then he was also salty against Nas, calling him unfathomably boring, which is a brilliant line. I will be eternally grateful to him for coining. Well, look at Moxy now. I mean, you can call him a Salt Lord, but he might just be Lord of the Salt, because this is happening again, and he is known for this. He looks like he's down and out. His opponent is peeking on him, and his head's down, and then he just locks in and actually reverse sweeps. He's doing it again. This will be the second qual in a row where he's reverse swept a top tier opponent. It was Jack last time. At least I think you reverse swept Jack last time. Did I make that up? Surely not. But a long way to go, of course. No, he didn't reverse sweep him last time. It was Atto who reverse swept Jack last time. I stand corrected. And just in time for Shadi to get his first goal. Nice and easy one. Oh, yeah. No, Moxy literally just did it today. He did it on Fear Channel. I forgot that was a reverse sweep. He just reverse swept Doria's. So this would be qualifying with 2 consecutive reverse sweeps if he can complete it here. Still, long way to go. Let's see what Shadi's made of. Fake challenge. Nice position in no man's land to put pressure on Moxy, who has bumped him away from the ball, though. And sets up the boost steal in exchange for the possession, which he'll then win back, surely. Shadi grinds to a halt. Boost is spawning in a couple of seconds. There it is for Shadi. I think I'm remembering Moxy reverse sweeping Jack. Was that ATR Cup 1? I think it might have been ATR Cup 1. Or no, it was ATR Cup 2. It was 2. There we go. I knew there was some reverse sweep. It's almost like an aura of inevitability. Players, I think when players are starting to lose goals in a row to Moxy, they get a bit worried because they know that he's such a difficult player to counter when he can get going. One of the hardest players to play against when he's peaking. Certainly one of the highest peaks in 1v1. And he's up 3-1 here. Hey Shogun, I just realized right now you raided. Thanks for that. And I hope you had a good stream. Hope your matches went well. Hope you're impressed with Shadu, who eliminated Rawas. Looks like he had a decent day at the office, but overall, it is going to come to an end pretty soon. Actually, no, it did come to an end at the hands of Jack. Hidden Sprinkles, thanks for the prime. Moxy's going to be up 4-1, shutting down Shadi's offense right now. Yeah, some of you have mentioned Moxy does stream. He is streaming. And yeah, I'm very impressed that he can play at the level he does while streaming. There's no denying it. But Shadi gets back within 2. Still a long way to go in this game. And another good kickoff for Shadi. Puts him in a strong position. The save from Moxy is excellent, though. That's deflected the ball in such an awkward position that Shadi had to concede mid-boost, go all the way back to the corner. Shadi fake reset. Keeps Moxy at bay. Misses his flick though. Will he try and score in the turn? He does and fails. Moxy up 5-2 now. Well, this is lackluster from Shadi compared to what we've been accustomed to. An extremely risky commit to the ball there after missing a flick completely. Oh no, wait. Really? So Joria's Red Mob went to game 5 and Joria's is losing? That's crazy. This we're talking about reverse sweeps. Joria's, we're talking about Moxy winning 2 reverse sweeps in a row to qualify. Joria's might be eliminated by being reverse swept twice in a row. Wow. Not the expected result there at all. Well, let's stay here for now before we tune in. Maybe for the last seconds of Joria's versus Red Mob. Can Shadi produce anything to cause Moxy problems? Shadi's going to be heading to the lower bracket final by the looks of things, because Moxy has completed the reverse sweep. GG's. Moxy qualifies for Salt Mine 4 main event. And as he said, be careful, he leaves in the chat.